Hello friends, how is everyone today? Hope you're doing well. This is Sherry and I am here for the Crafty Clusters collab with Susan Hiles Art. So Susan, I will have her linked below, her channel, and if you go over to her video, her Crafty Clusters video for today, you will find all the participants links also. So everyone is, we've been doing this for, 3 weeks now, plus the announcement, and everyone is having such awesome ideas for clusters. So I'm really learning something I didn't know. I didn't know what I didn't know about clusters. So anyway, this week is Grungy Clusters. So I went and looked through my stash. I knew I didn't have a lot of grungy stuff, but I knew I had a few grungy type things in my linen, with my linen. So I'll show you what I pulled out. This is an old drag dresser scarf that I have used parts of already, but see how this is, I don't think I coffee dyed this. I think this was its natural color, aged color. This part here is the linen, and this part was on it, this lace. This grungy old lace was on here. Isn't it beautiful? So that I have. This may be from the same linen or another linen, but I have this right here that I cut off of a linen at least, even if it wasn't that one. So not that it's grungy, but it's the right color. I thought a little bling would be fun to mix in. I like to mix in rustic with elegant. So I've got this piece of blingy fabric here that I received in Happy Mail one time a couple years ago, I think. And I've got, let's see, I've got this. This is a linen that I picked up at I think I got this one at an estate sale. Isn't it pretty? It's got like fabric here in the middle, kind of like a linen, and then it's crocheted around each of these little pieces here. So I've got that. I've got some cheese. This is coffee dyed cheesecloth. Got some of that. And I got some other goodies over here too. I have a rustic kind of grungy, what's left of, I sold the rest of it, but this is what's left of my old canvas, whatchamajigger, tape measure. And it's pretty grungy. That's why I didn't sell it. I kept the grungy part. And then I have some sewing tissue. I have a couple of my, well, scrap and a whole one of my coffee dyed file folders. I figured that those are definitely grungy. That's how I make them. And then here are some pictures I thought I might be able to use if I have time. And then in this video, and I have some pattern tissue, from sewing patterns. So let's go. Let's not waste any more time showing you what I got here. Oh, I have some buttons too. Okay, so let me show you these buttons real quick. I received these 3 buttons in Happy Mail, and they were shank buttons. So I just took my little wire cutters, my little jewelry wire cutters here. They're pretty sharp. And I just cut the shank off so that I could glue these down if I want to use them tonight or today on my clusters. So I thought, let's see, what do we want to start with? I need a base, and then we'll build from there. So let's do the first one. I want to make like a couple of small ones and a couple of bigger ones, because I saw Susan making the larger clusters, which to me, I naturally go for the smaller clusters, but she has some great ideas for clusters, and I like the larger ones. And then she showed she showed in her Tag Tuesday video, that's where it was today, where she used some of her larger clusters, and then she used it to top off a tag and made a beautiful Christmas tag with it. I was like, wow, that is like the most awesome idea. Why didn't I ever think of that? Thank you, Susan. Such good ideas. So yeah, let's build a couple of small ones here, and then maybe we'll be able to build a bigger one. I would love to do a bigger one too, but I like to have the smaller ones handy for adding to a page in a journal or a pocket or something. If you saw my October dailies, what was it, a video, you saw where I used a couple of those clusters that I made in the cluster collab here, where I used them on the inside front pocket, inside the front cover. I'm going to fray this a little bit here. The rest of it's already frayed, but this is the edge I just cut. So I'm going to pull a couple threads out here, get it nice and grungy. I think it's probably a little more grungy looking if you have some fraying going on. So yeah, I mean, I hope you guys, even if you don't have a YouTube channel, Susan said for her collab, and that goes for mine too with the tag, you know, Tag Tuesday. Even if you don't have a YouTube channel, craft along with us and make some tags and make some clusters and share them on Instagram. You know, everybody can share on Instagram and just use the hashtag, and then people can look for you and your ideas of a cluster. So you, or a tag, you don't have to have a YouTube channel to share your beautiful creations, right? So, okay, we've got a base for 2 little ones here. Let's put one of these little star things. They look like, I'm going to call them little star linens. So let's cut a couple of these apart and make that our next layer. That would be neat because then you could see through it, right? And we might change the order around or something, but I'm just going to start building here. Start building, and I've been using, I mean, you can put as many layers as you want, but I don't want to make them too bulky so that I can put them in a journal without feeling like I'm just adding a lot of bulk. And you know, I mean, I think I've been using 3 layers, 3 or 4. I think I think I've seen Susan use 5 at least, 3 to 5. So let's try a little, what do I want to put? Of course I want to put some of this in there because it's going to add so much. So let's cut, let's see how big of a piece I want to cut off here. I guess about like this. Yeah, I think I got this a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. It's been a while now, and of course I hadn't used it. I just hadn't had the right project, and I was looking for grungy fabrics tonight. I was like, wouldn't this look pretty with a little grunge? It's got sequins on there and just some like tulle in the background and some threads right here, and they're kind of like white threads, gold tulle, gold sequins, just really pretty. So let's cut. I want to be able to see this, so I want to cut big enough piece to be able to see under. I think I'm going to put it in between the little star and the other piece there. So let's try it. See if we see enough of it here with that little gold sticking out. Won't that be pretty? Let's see if we see enough of it. Might have to, you know, last week I was doing this too, where I pulled it out, you know, a little bit like that so you can see it. All right, yeah, that, look how that looks. That is, I figured it would be pretty. I just like that rustic and elegant look together in my different paper crafts and fabric crafts. And I've been kind of making my clusters out of fabric mostly, but I would like to use some of that grungy file folder. Okay, so that's 3 pieces. Now, do I want to put something else, or do I want to end it there? See, I pictured this, a little button on top. See how that looks? It's only 3 pieces, but it's super pretty just like that. So you don't have to get real complicated. You don't have to use a lot of pieces. So, and Susan reminded me that you can just put a little staple in the middle. You don't even have to really use any glue right here if you don't want, but I'm going to glue on those buttons. So these are quick and simple, these little clusters I've been finding. You know, I was reminded of, as I was working with this collab, how quick you can make a bunch of clusters and have them ready for your, you know, projects. So I'm going to use Fabri-Tac on these buttons. Let's see, where's my trash can? And see how that does. These are just plastic, they're not metal. These are plastic. So, and I know they're shiny, but I think this little angel or cherub here has almost looks like vintage, but it's really shiny on the back, but the front they have more like some black in there or something to make her look kind of vintagey. Jazzy decided to get up and walk around now while I'm doing my video. I don't know if you could hear her paws tip-tapping on the floors, but yeah. And I don't know what's going on. Maybe she wants to go out, but she was out a little while ago, so. But you never know. She might need to go out again. Okay, let's put this one down. Now she's whining. Can you hear her? What is wrong, Jazzy? Maybe I need to pause and go let her out, right? Oh, I like how the gold, I mean, I knew it in my head, but now that I'm seeing it, wow, it looks even better than I thought. Or I pictured, because you have the gold in the little buttons and you have the gold in that little sequin fabric. They're so pretty. Oh, I like that a lot. Grungy Elegant, right? You heard it here. No, I'm sure other people have done that. Okay, so those are two little clusters. Now let's, before we get too involved in those, let's see if we can make a big one real quick. And I would like to use up this is a grungy file folder. And let me cut off, let's see, put my lid on my glue and cut this little tab off. I might be able to use that for something later. I'll save it for the moment. And then this tab I'm going to cut off too. I just want to have my flat pieces ready for a cluster here. So let's see, I want to make a large cluster like Susan did. So let's see. I think I'm picturing it. Let's see, let me cut. It's almost going to look like a tag probably. But I'm wondering if, I don't know, I might change my mind about the file folder because I like how she put it on a tag later, you know what I mean? So I don't want it to look like a tag. So let me put this to the side and I'll have it ready in case I need it. But let me see, I cut a big piece of fabric here. Where is it? Here it is. So let's start with this like we did on the smaller clusters. But this is a big piece. Now let's see what we can combine here. Let's get a piece of this. I kind of shy away from cheesecloth, but I do like how it looks, and I don't know why I shy away from it, because it's a little unruly, I guess. And it's almost a little uncontrollable. So maybe I don't like maybe I like to be in control of my crafting here. But let's just go with it. Okay, so we've got that piece of linen on the bottom, and you can always move, like I have this spread out. I know I used cheesecloth on one of my journals once, and it was really cool because I could just kind of mold it to however I wanted it to look after I got it on there. You know what I mean? After I got all my pieces on there. So I'm going to spread it out for right now. And then I don't know if I want to use any of the, see, I like the cloth combinations. I'm liking the fabric combinations, but what if we put a little bit of this? What if we put it in between? Because then you can see it through. Let's try that. So I'm going to tear a piece here. So it's a little more grungy with the tear instead of cutting it, you know? And then you can see the blue lines from this pattern tissue through the cheesecloth. Okay, that would be cool, right? Hopefully in the end you'll be able to see it as we cover it up more and more. Okay, so there we have 2 pieces, or 3 pieces. Now, what else haven't I used? Let's see, where's that lace? Let's do some of that lace off of here. Here is a nice grungy piece that is, I've already used the linen part of it, so here's the lace. Look, it's even torn right there, and I didn't tear that. That's how it came to me from the thrift store. This I did get at the thrift store, so this piece right here. So maybe I'll just even leave that little tear there, or should I just pull that off? I'm going to leave it for now. Add to the grunge, right? Add to the grunge. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. All right. Now, see, I'm kind of crisscrossing them. Let's add a piece of the bling. Where's the bling? Let's add a piece of that. Let's see how much. I could easily get carried away with this, right? But let's add like this right here, like this big of a piece, like that. Okay, right. Let's put it over to the side here. Okay, and I haven't glued anything or stapled anything. And so let's see. I'm thinking that it's just about enough layers. So we've got the bling, we've got the Let me see if I want the bling under there. No, I think I like the, oh, you can, let's look how pretty that looks. It's like shining through the lace. Let me see here. Let me put it like this. And then we have a little bit sticking out, but then we also, let me put that, see how it shines through the lace there? I think that's pretty cool. So, but I want to put a centerpiece on here. So I've got these pictures, and I just pulled these out real quick from my stash tonight. So let's see what would fit on here. I can see right now that these are too big. These are from, I think, a book, maybe Reader's Digest. I just cut out of the pages, the book pages. These are from Shabby Dabby Doodah. So there's a little girl. Put her there. Let's see, we've got her. She looks cute. That one looks cute. She's more of the colors. See, this one's darker. Oh yeah, I like this one best so far. Okay. This one, oh, that looks pretty too. And she's very elegant looking. I might go with her. That's another dark one. So I'm going to say she's out. Let's see, that's a little girl. That's a lady, and this is a lady. I like that elegant lady, but she would go too. She's very elegant looking too. And this is a map. This is a little map, piece of a map, which would look fine, but I want this. I think I like this elegant lady. Okay, she's beautiful, but she needs some distressing because she's not grungy enough. I do have my distress ink here, and it's a vintage photo. That's my go-to. So let's put some of that on here because it's definitely too pristine looking around the edges here on this little frame that's around this. So I'm going to grunge that up. Yeah, much better, much better. In fact, I think it needs a little bit more grunge there. I think it needs to be really grungy. So I'm glad that Susan had this prompt. Susan, if I didn't say, she has had a prompt for the first 3 weeks, and this week is grungy. So I like it like down here toward the corner. So isn't that pretty? So let's I'm trying to think if I need to glue all these layers together or just put a staple in the middle. I think I'm going to put a staple in the middle for right now. I can always add glue or sewing later. So this will give me options if I just staple it for the moment. So it's held together. Let's glue her on with some Fabri-Tac so that can kind of seep through the layers there and attach itself. So yeah, I really do hope that you're doing these, if you don't have a YouTube channel and you're viewing the different videos, that you also are making some clusters or tags or whatever the collab is, tassels for Jovi and things like that, for Jovi's tassel collab. Okay, so we've got that glued down in the corner now. If I want to make this into a tag later, I can always take any base that I want and glue it right onto here and have myself a little tag that you can actually write on the back if you wanted to, or can make it into a pocket even. See, glue it onto something like that, some cardstock, and put it in your journal as a pocket. Wouldn't that be pretty? Or even could even be a belly band if you leave the bottom open. Could be a pretty fancy little belly band there. So isn't that pretty? I love it. I really do love that. And thank you too. I hear a noise. I am hearing noises tonight, guys. So yeah, I am just loving this. Isn't that pretty? So let me see. Here's something like howling, but it's not my dog. Huskies do howl, but it's not my dog. So maybe it's another dog or a person. Who knows? Okay, we live in the country, so, you know, all kinds of animal noises going on sometimes. Or people noises. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it at that for right now. I think, you know, I just love this though, right here. I think I'm going to glue that down right now and just save that for one of my journals. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it before I go so we can finish this. and it will be ready. Let's see, so I need glue. I'm going to put glue on here so I don't get too much on my cardstock. I'm going to put it right, let's see where I might want it. See how I have it? It's sticking over the bottom and over the top. So I'm going to put some of this glue right, and see how I'm kind of letting the file folder show over there. So let's put some glue right down the middle here. Put enough so we can stick it on. And then I will add this to my stash of things that are ready for a journal. And then when I make a journal where this will be appropriate, I'll have these ready. And I hope I get some time to make some more, because this was so fun. So thank you, Susan, for the collab, for the clusters idea, and for, I mean, just the collab clusters, you know, crafty clusters. And the prompts have been really, you know, I didn't know what I would do as far as the prompts go. You know, I didn't know if I would do them or not. And I was like, well, why not? Why not give it a try? Because that kind of challenged me. Because this is not maybe something that I would normally do. But I'm so glad that I tried it, because I love it. It's so fun. All right, so let's see. We're putting it over here. Kind of hanging out over the edges and everything. And there we go. So now I can sew this onto a page, or I can glue it down. And isn't it beautiful? I think it is anyway. And I like the bling. See the bling through the lace? All right, so we did all this, and I hope you enjoyed and got some good ideas. And check out the other ladies, because that's where I'm getting my ideas. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Happy crafting.